Is a great day of sailing better than sex? We'll get to that later. For now, today is a pretty lousy day at anchor, in what is a very cool town. From about 11 in the morning to nightfall, the wind is at a steady 30 knots and above. One gust reached over 50 knots, tearing stuff from Tito's boat and flipping over my dinghy. These guys had a tough time anchoring. They did not even try to get to shore and eventually turned around. Fair winds crossing the canal again. It will be tough. Meanwhile, the ferries went along their business. We did not dare leave our boats, and we would watch the ferry captains exercise their maneuvering skills. Tito's boat was drifting. He had 2 anchors out in the 24-ton Gloria S, dragged from here to there in the past 48 hours. Then we had a reminder of what can happen here. Divers were rigging the sunken sailboat to be hauled out. I have no idea how it got like this. Personally, I suspect a faulty through-haul. We decided to go. Forecast says this wind would go on for another week.
So here we go, we're off to Mindelo. We had a great 1-week stay at Porto Novo in Sant'Antao. Fabulous place, I highly recommend it. It was a bit windy a couple days, that was the only drawback. Otherwise the ambiance is great, the people are fantastic. Most of the guidebooks and other people will not recommend it. Me and Tito, we recommend. So Tito and I are gonna race across the Sao Vicente canal. I'm sailing alone, so solo sailing, single-headed sailing, it's fun. And Natasha's with Tito, so here we go.
Okay, we admit the anchorage is best when conditions are right. As the harbor benefited from a calming wind effect during the night through mid-morning, we set across the canal at about 9. Natasha wanted to experience sailing on Tito's boat again, so it left me solo sailing, which is a welcome challenge.
Okay, we got some serious conditions here. I think I'm going to take a second reef. I didn't think it'd be that strong, but it is. There we go, second reef taken. Much better, we're going just as fast. Much safer. Because there is 20 knots of wind. Anything above that, we'll have to take a third, but hopefully it'll stay in this condition until we get across. We knew it was going to be a muscular sail to get across here, but it's okay. Going pretty well. Fun to solo sail again. One thing I learned about sailing is one general rule that really applies is when you think about doing something, that's when you do it. You don't wait around, you do it. I thought about taking a reef, and moments later I took a reef, and I'm really glad I did that. Okay, I just gotta say this. This may not be the North Atlantic, but this is no bullshit sailing. All due respect, Eric the Viking. Man, you should come down here, you'd love it. You don't have to go chasing around storms, they just come right into your face. And they're not storms, it's just amazing conditions, man. Come down from the north, brother.
There are many of you viewers who want to live like us sailors. Well, if there's one thing I can state from my experience, is that nothing prepares you for what's out here except experience. So if you want to come and join us, get out here and see what it's like.
Well, we're almost here. Whoa! Thank you, boom brake. Thank you, boom brake. Holy shit. Definite changes in the wind here. Just in the shadow of the mountain. Coming into Mindelo Bay. That was a sporty, fun morning, man. Woo! Gotta keep an eye out on the sails here, like he's flapping around. Better. There's still these residual gusts here. All of a sudden they just like, whoo, like here right now. Here comes one out of nowhere. You think you're kind of home free, but you're not really. But at least the waves aren't as big.
Open ocean experience is just one thing. Coming in and out of busy harbors and marinas another. And dropping anchor in just the right place, yet another. The more experiences one lives through, the better one manages.
Alright, back in Mindelo, my favorite anchorage spot. Nobody took it. Woohoo!
Then try living at anchor for several months at a time. In my book, this is also a mandatory lesson to learn for you and your boat, which is your home and your shelter. This is one of the reasons I've been here in Mindelo so long. I've been at anchor for over 6 months and dealing pretty well. And as well, take the time to make local friends and learn from them.
Okay, we got a special day today. It's Easter, Good Friday, and our special captain guest is Pesh. Pesh is doing his navigational studies. He wants to get a degree in navigation and eventually become a captain and professional marinero, a professional sailor. And I think he's gonna do fine. He's doing really well in school so far. And today I gave him the control of Galopan as practice for him. And we just lifted anchor and we're heading to Tarrafal. And everything seems to be okay, except I have a problem with a winch, which we'll deal with later. And otherwise, go Pesh. And what a beautiful day of sailing in Cape Verde. Good Friday. Thank you, God. Thank you, Poseidon. Thank you, Neptune. Thank you all the Dios and Deus and everything out there. And thank you, Mother Nature. It's just wonderful. How's it going, Captain?
Yes, let's go. Direct into position in 7, 8 knots. Genoa, put it down. The wind exactly in the back. The wind don't come in the Genoa.
Yep.
Just the principal sailings have all in the wind.
The principal sail in English is called mainsail.
Mainsail.
What can we say? Just amazing sailing conditions. Great team here. Pesh, Natasha with her new do. She's looking like a badass Cape Verdean girl. She's looking pretty hot. And Pesh is pretty hot himself. And I asked him, what do you think we should do? Sailing downwind, leave the Genoa, or the mainsail? He's the captain. I gave him the decision. He said, leave the mainsail. Left the mainsail, get the boom brake on, and we're doing like about 6 to 7.5 knots with just the mainsail downwind. Just amazing.
This was my favorite day of sailing in Cape Verde so far.
All the women, they love fish.
But how good was it really?
So we're arriving in Tarrafal after an amazing afternoon of sailing. Wonderful. We had a discussion to determine if this kind of sailing was better than sex, if you would rather have sex than this kind of sailing. The sailing was really awesome, so the sex had to be really good.
Feliz Páscoa.
We learn by experience and from locals who tell you about places like this.
nela veio a cozer. E quando tu provares não vais dizer logo que eu passar.